regional leaders hail GERD as monumental African achievement and symbol of unity and progress. Hello and a warm welcome to EBC News. With the news, I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. We begin by congratulating all Ethiopians for the successful completion of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. We'll be back after the following short transition. The Government Communication Service has stated that the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD represents Ethiopia's collective strength and resilience in transforming history and politics as the nation marks Revival Day to welcome the new year. According to the service, the GERD is a miracle of possibility built through the call, labor, knowledge and sacrifice of Ethiopians. It marks Ethiopia's transition from being a mere observer of its natural resources to becoming a fair and rightful beneficiary. The statement emphasized that Ethiopia is not only the owner of the longest river in the world, but also of Africa's largest dam. Similarly, it added the GERD has become a new symbol of victory in the 21st century, transforming narratives in African politics, international diplomacy, and the fair utilization of the water resources. The Government Communication Service further noted that the dam is not only a source of electricity, but also provides fishery, tourism opportunities, and serves as a guarantee against flooding for downstream countries. It explained that Ethiopia has no intention of harming others, stressing that the GERD should be viewed as an example of equitable benefit sharing. This service accused Ethiopia's historical adversaries of attempting to obstruct the project by exploiting diplomacy and instigating internal divisions. However, it affirmed that while they have delayed the progress, they did not prevent Ethiopians from achieving this national milestone. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has officially inaugurated the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD on the Abai River, calling the $5 billion project a defining moment in Ethiopian and African history. Speaking at the ceremony attended by neighboring African leaders, Abiy said that the 14-year mega project, backed by the unwavering support of the Ethiopian people. GERD heralds a new era of progress, unity and self-reliance, and is set to generate over 5,000 megawatts of electricity, allowing Ethiopia to export surplus power to neighboring countries. Shagao Yamatao has the following story.
After 14 years of determination, Ethiopia has reached a historic milestone. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has officially inaugurated the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the largest hydroelectric dam in Africa. On the occasion, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed hailed the dam as a symbol of African pride and unity, calling on Africans to join Ethiopia in shaping a shared future.
We have seen history and we have heard history, but the history we make today is truly unique. The inauguration of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD stands as a powerful testament to the unwavering dedication and collective action of the Ethiopian people. This long-awaited moment marks not only a monumental achievement for Ethiopia, but also a historic milestone for all black people around the world. It is a symbol of what we can accomplish when we stand united. The Renaissance Dam represents the first great triumph of its kind in modern African history, a victory born from resilience, unity and vision.
The Renaissance Dam, which is located in Benshangul Gumuz region of Ethiopia, measures 1.8 kilometers wide and 145 meters tall and has a massive reservoir with a capacity of 74 billion cubic meters of water. In his address to fellow Africans and downstream nations, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed emphasized Ethiopia's vision of becoming a self-reliant, aid-providing nation and called for African unity. He reassured Egypt and Sudan that the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam aims to promote regional prosperity, not division, and invited all to cooperate in building a shared future.
Ethiopia ትበለጽጋለች.
Ethiopia will prosper, not as an aid recipient, but as an aid provider. In this time of revival to our fellow Africans, we have joined us for this historic inauguration. Now that Ethiopia stands ready to share its resources, knowledge, and experience to our neighbors downstream, Egypt and Sudan, this dam was built not to harm, but to bring shared prosperity, illuminate the region, and reshape the history of black people. Your concerns are our concerns. We have no intention of causing harm. Instead, we extend a sincere invitation to join us in the spirit of cooperation and partnership as we move forward together.
The Premier further outlined future mega projects to launch in the near future worth a total of over $30 billion in investments, marking a major step toward industrialization and self-reliance.
Ethiopia
is preparing to embark on a new chapter of development, beginning with the launch of a nuclear power plant comparable in scale to the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD, dedicated solely to peaceful purposes. In the near future, Ethiopia will also begin constructing Africa's largest aviation hub through the expansion of Ethiopian Airlines. In just a few weeks, the country will inaugurate major natural gas plants, bringing us closer to realizing our long-held dream of fuel extraction. Additionally, the recently signed agreement for a large-scale fertilizer production plant will soon be put into action. Altogether, these transformative initiatives represent over $30 billion in mega project investments.
The inauguration ceremony was attended by several distinguished guests, including the presidents of Djibouti, South Sudan, Somalia, and Kenya, as well as the prime ministers of Barbados and Eswatini. Also present were senior international and regional leaders, such as the chairperson of the African Union Commission, the UN Under-Secretary General and Executive Secretary of UNECA, along with high-level Ethiopian government officials.
From the land of our forefathers, where the spirit of the Adwa victory resides, another great feat has been accomplished.
Built for Ethiopians, by Ethiopians, and a symbol of our victory. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam.
Conceived, initiated, and completed by our leaders, yet made a reality by the complete unity of the Ethiopian people, this project answers the call of generations.
Just as our forefathers at Adwa defeated the enemy, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is the Adwa of our time, a demonstration of our resilience in unity.
Because we sacrificed, because we united, this is our second Adwa, built by all Ethiopians, for all Ethiopians, and for all Africans. It illuminates our future.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam.
Welcome back. Ethiopia has officially unveiled the Grand Renaissance Dam, Africa's largest hydropower project, described by leaders as a landmark of unity and development. Kenyan President William Ruto hailed it as proof of Africa's capacity to shape its own destiny, adding Kenya's commitment for regional cooperation. Kazahun Chani takes it from here.
Ethiopia, the continent's second most populous nation, with a population of 136 million, sees the $5 billion Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD on a tributary of the River Nile as central to its ambitions for economic development. Begun in 2011, the dam's power generation should eventually rise to 5,150 megawatt from the 750 megawatt that its two active turbines are already producing. Speaking as chief guest at the inauguration ceremony, President Ruto congratulated Ethiopia on what he termed a monumental achievement, praising the project as a symbol of Africa's ability to mobilize its own resources to deliver transformative infrastructure. Ruto announced Nairobi's readiness to sign a new power purchase agreement with Ethiopia.
I congratulate the government and the people of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia on this historic achievement. The Grand Ethiopia Renaissance Dam is not only a feat of engineering ambition, it is also a bold affirmation of Africa's capacity to shape its own destiny, marshal its resources, and deliver transformative infrastructure in pursuit of prosperity. Today, as we celebrate this milestone, we also reaffirm the enduring bonds of brotherhood, cooperation, and shared vision that unite our nations across the Horn of Africa and the wider Nile Basin. Kenya remains committed to working with Ethiopia, a key regional partner, as it takes this leap towards energy sufficiency and economic transformation.
Meanwhile, Muhammad Ali Yusuf, chairperson of the African Union Commission, addressed concerns surrounding the Nile water flow, emphasizing the need for a trilateral agreement between Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt.
The best way the three countries could resolve this issue is through diplomatic means, around the table of negotiations. I urge the three countries to resume dialogue and talks on the basis of the 2015 agreement on principles signed in Khartoum. The African Union Commission is ready to assist the three countries to find an amicable solution. Nobody is going to invent or reinvent the wheel. There are successful experiences even on our continent.
Petros Salini, the CEO of the Italian company Webuild, that constructed a dam for his part, said that regulating water from this dam will create an additional benefit to neighbors.
This is fantastic. A dream came true for me and for the nation. How proud can I be today? My heart is singing, and I'm sure together with the heart of all Ethiopians in this circumstance. Around 35 million people will be finally branched to the lines, and the total energy available in the country will be 3 times what was before. The equivalent power of 3 nuclear plants together is generated here. Ethiopia can sell energy to neighboring countries, reinforcing relationship and fostering development of the entire region in peace.
Ethiopia's central bank provided 91% of the project's funding, while 9% was financed by Ethiopians through bond sales and gifts without any foreign assistance, local media has reported.
Welcome back again. Ethiopia has faced numerous pressures over the filling and operation of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD, with several countries and global entities expressing concerns. Diplomats have repeatedly emphasized that Ethiopia is pursuing mutually beneficial agreements aimed at ensuring regional cooperation and integration. In a congratulatory message, Ethiopia's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Tesfaye Yilma, underscored that the GERD as a major renewable energy project will benefit not only Ethiopia but the entire world. Tigis Sarnesa has the full account.
and they have to do something because they could have stopped it. They should have stopped it long before it was started. I said, how do you let it get built and then you say they have a dam?
Ethiopia has been under pressure from some countries to stop the construction of GERD. However, through unwavering diplomatic efforts and public advocacy campaigns, both current and former Ethiopian diplomats have consistently explained the country's position internationally.
As the founding member of the United Nations, Ethiopia's commitment to the principles and purpose of the United Nations Charter has been solid and consistent. It has always been a staunch supporter of the principles of collective security and multilateralism.
Former Ethiopian Minister of Water and Energy had also emphasized that to change generational lament, Ethiopia has only been left with to look to Abai.
Gowwan bishaan keessa dhaabbatee eebota or Yabbayin Lij Wuhatamma. Both roughly translates to the irony of the tribulations of a poor man who stood in the middle of a river and lamented about experiencing extreme thirst. To change this generational lament, we have nowhere to look but the Abai or Nile Basin, in which 2/3 of Ethiopia's water resources is found.
The Ethiopian President Taye Asqassalasie and former permanent representative to the UN in his address to the UN Security Council says that Ethiopia has been saying that time and time again, mutual beneficial agreements are within reach.
And a mutually beneficial agreement is within reach.
In his congratulatory message, the current permanent representative of Ethiopia to the UN, Ambassador Tesfaye Yilma, has reiterated that GERD is a landmark renewable energy project that will benefit not only Ethiopia, but the entire globe.
On behalf of the Permanent Mission of Ethiopia to the United Nations in New York, I wish to congratulate the people and leadership of Ethiopia on two significant occasions. The first one is the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. It's a milestone that the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has been successfully completed and is going to be inaugurated. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is not just a significant project for Ethiopia, but it's also for the region, for the entire African continent, and for the entire planet. It benefits the planet as it is a source of huge renewable energy. It's also beneficial to the region because it's an instrument of regional integration. We share what we produce in Ethiopia, and that's an important cooperation instrument throughout the region. This is also inspirational to our continent that this project has shown the way as a trailblazer that such mega projects can be conceived and financed by Africans themselves. So this has really brought about a degree of confidence to the people of Africa, and that's very important.
You're watching ABC World. A quick reminder of the stories making headlines. Prime Minister Abiy says GERD inauguration signals boost in self-reliance and regional power supply. And regional leaders hail GERD as monumental African achievement and symbol of unity and progress. That's all we had for this hour's news edition. I'm Tabitha John. Many thanks for watching. Once again, congratulations to all Ethiopians and all Africans on the completion of the GERD. Good time.